What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sarth, and today we're going to go over something that is going to be a little bit of a preparation for the next phase coming in World of Warcraft. Phase 6 is going to see the release of Encourage, or 8Q, 40 and 20 man raids, and with these new raids comes a new set of all of the best gear in the game, but also a new set of challenges. Some of the bosses in AQ actually take a good to decent amount of nature resist in order to clear them. At least for the first few weeks possibly, maybe not at all for some of the guilds that are really good, but we don't know exactly how the live client is gonna work, so everybody should plan to make sure that they do have a nature resist set. And that is specifically for the melee. The top 15 melee, at least, in your guild are gonna need a nature resist set. So here we are today, thinking, what nature resist pieces should I be going after? What things can I prepare for? And what pieces can I get right now in order to be ready to go into AQ the day that the gates open? So once again, my name is Sarth, and let's get right into it. If you're planning on clearing AQ with your guild, you're going to want to make sure that you do have a nature resist set. Now, you may not end up needing to use it if you have full world buffs and you blow through the bosses in about 30 seconds, but plan for wiping in the first few weeks and not having full world buffs, so you probably are going to need nature resist sets. Other than the top percent of guilds in the world that have been running this on private servers forever, almost everybody's going to want a nature resist set. Now, the resistance cap is 315, and we want to make sure we get to as close to this as possible as we can within a reasonable understanding. Now, why do we want this nature resistance? And that is for the Princess Huhuran fight, which at 30%, the boss actually enrages, and then every 3 seconds, she will do a nature resist AoE to the nearest 15 people of 2,000 damage. So you're taking 2,000 damage every 3 seconds. All of your melee, maybe you'll have a hunter in there, but it should usually be all of your melee. The boss can also do a Wyvern Sting, that is an AoE sleep that can hit up to 10 people in melee range, and this, when dispelled, will deal an extra 3,000 nature resist damage to that target. So if you do get dispelled and you're being hit by the other dot, you probably are gonna die. Also, you may need nature resist for the Viscidus fight, because this boss can do a poison volley every 10 seconds, dealing 1500 nature resist damage and applying a dispellable dot that does an extra 500 damage every 2 seconds for 10 seconds. So you can see why nature resist is very important if you want to clear this raid. The last thing I want to mention before getting into the different sets is that we aren't exactly sure when some of the pieces are going to drop, and that is mostly the craftable pieces from Cenarian Circle Rep. Atlas Loot Link and Wowhead look to say that they will be dropping at Phase 5, which is with AQ releasing, but in the original version of the game, these actually released with Nax, and that was basically as a soft nerf to AQ, adding more nature resist. So we don't know exactly when these will drop, so I will kind of go over 2 specific sets, and then I'll kind of talk about everything in this guide today. This first one I'm going to go over is more of a BiS Nature Resist set, and this actually takes into account getting the gear that releases at the very beginning of Phase 5, or possibly Phase 6, we don't know yet, right? So that would be the craftable gear and the Cenarian Circle Rep gear. For rogues, that would be the Bramblewood set. So the Bramblewood Helm, which gives you 30 nature resist and 20 stamina. These pieces are amazing. Also, we have the Bramblewood Belt, which gives you another 15 nature resist and 14 stamina. And there is also a Bramblewood Boot, but I'm gonna go over this BiS set with you, right? The next thing you're gonna get is your necklace, and that is Nature's Whisper. You're gonna get this either way, and this comes from a quest called A Terrible Purpose here in Silithus. As you complete this quest, you will receive this necklace in the mail. The next piece for the BiS list is actually from the World Dragons, and this is the Unnatural Leather Spalders. These are a really incredible piece of gear, but they'll probably be prioed to your tanks if you are actually killing the World Dragons on your server. If not, I will be going over World Dragons in a later video, so stay tuned for that. The next piece is a craftable belt, also from the Cenarian Circle Rep, and this is called Gaia's Embrace. 20 nature resist. The Bloodfang chest piece is something that by the time that AQ drops, I would say most rogues should have. I still don't have it, and we haven't actually seen many of them in my guild at all. So we're actually a little screwed there, but luckily this is an insane piece of gear. It's your BiS gear at the time, and it gives you 10 nature resistance. So please get your Bloodflame chest piece and wish me some luck. After that, the wrist piece is actually also from the World Dragons. And this is only going to give you 4 nature resistance, so it's not that big. And for the other sets, you're only really looking at getting a green nature resist piece. So I kind of left that blank. You could ignore this because you're only getting 4 nature resist from this. You could go for a green piece, which can go up to 15 nature resist if I'm correct. So who knows? The next piece you're going to want for both of your sets, and this is actually a BOE, and it's called Stonebark Gauntlets. These drop from trees in Dire Maul, so good luck getting them. If you can swoop them on the auction house before they get nutty, I would absolutely. If you see a pair on the auction house, grab it before it just goes up in price. Again, the Bramblewood belt will be your belt from here, and these are all craftable, so look into getting the mats for all of your Bramblewood gear and for your Gaia's Embrace. The next piece is the Cenarian Reservist leggings, and this is from a quest line in Silithus as well. Every single class, actually, all of the classes are going to get their best in slot leggings for nature resist from this quest, so make sure that you are doing this quest. The boots I have on this set are actually going to be extremely hard to get. The only people that are going to get these boots are people going after the Scarab Lord mount, which I hope to be going after, and so if you are doing this, this is actually from the quest line. It's called a Nightmare Manifest, or the Nightmare Manifest. Let me just pull it up for you guys. And this is the quest where you actually need to protect Moonglade. So this quest will require an entire raid group, and it's only really for the people that are going after their Scarab Lord mount. So if you're not going after the Scarab Lord mount, actually, you can use the Bramblewood gear, which is almost as good. It's 12 stamina and 25 nature resist, which is more nature resist, but it's not nearly as good overall because of the stats. The next piece is also from World Dragons. If you can get a World Dragon down, then you can have a chance at getting a Malfurion's Signet Ring. 17 stamina and 20 nature resist. This also will most likely be prioed towards your tanks, but I wanted to go over the BiS gear. After that, we have the Band of Cenarius. This is actually really easy to get. If you buy a piece called the Abyssal Scepter from the auction house, or if you go out into Silithus and you kill any of the raid bosses, they will all drop an Abyssal Scepter. And from there, all you need to do is get to Honored and turn it in, and you can get this Band of Cenarius. Past that, we're going into the gear that almost everybody is looking for, and that is the Heart of Noxian, and that is basically the Mardon stuff. So with Heart of Noxian, you can get actually 2 of these from the boss Noxian in Mardon, and they stack, and it's going to give you 10 nature resist and an on-use effect to remove 1 poison. With this gear, you're looking at 235 nature resist. This is amazing. You have more than enough nature resist. You will hit the cap, and then you can actually start switching things out when you're fully buffed. Next, I want to go over the gear that you can get basically currently in the game, and also what most people are going to go after, because some of those other pieces, like getting the World Dragons and seeing if the Bramblewood set is actually released on launch, aren't as reliable. So these are the things you can really look into getting right now. The first is the Tribal War Feathers of Nature Resistance. There are 5 different ones that can drop. This is from Gith in Upper Blackrock Spire, and you pretty much just need to get in there and hope that you get a Nature Resistance drop. Past that are the Phytoskin Spalders, and those are from Razorlash in Mardon. Next is the Groove Keeper's Drape, and that is actually from Celebris in Mardon as well. You still have your Bloodfang chest piece, which again, I can never get, but one day, right? Here you're still buying the Stonebark Gauntlets, so good luck out there for getting the Stonebark Gauntlets. Then you're going to actually get the Chloromesh Girdle, which is 20 nature resist, and this drops off of Razorlash as well. You're again going to get the Cenarian Reservist Leggings. Also, you're going to get the Fang Dripped Runners if you can, and these are from Naruba Khan in Stratholme. You can actually also sub these out for boots from Mardon, from Rock Grip. Those are called the Albino Croc Scale Boot. Only 5 nature resist, but you do also get 20 agility. Again, from there, you're probably going to buy one of the BOE rings, and the best one is the Peridot ring, and that will be 21 nature res. Those are very expensive right now, so look into maybe some cheaper rings, and you can still get your Band of Cenarius. both of your trinkets are still going to be Heart of Noxian. Pretty much everybody is going to run 2 Heart of Noxians. There's other trinkets you can get that aren't necessarily as good for nature resistance, but if we do end up needing Nature Res sets, you are getting 2 Heart of Noxians. It's almost soloable. As you're looking to get your nature resistance gear, right now, the first place you're going to want to go is actually Mardon. You can head into Mara Orange side and make your way to killing the bosses. Technically, they are soloable. It's not as easy if you're daggers, but if you're very geared, you can solo these bosses. I would suggest just bringing 1 other person and 2-manning it. The bosses you're going to need to kill in here are Noxian, who's going to drop your trinket, which is Heart of Noxian, and you need actually 2 of these. He can also drop some plate bracers, which are BiS, and a wand, which is BiS for nature resist. The next boss you're going to go after is actually Razor Lash. He's going to drop your shoulders that you want with 10 nature res and 16 agility. He can also drop some boots that give you 12 nature resist and the belt that gives you 20 nature resist. Past Razor Lash, you're going to move on to go find Celebris the Cursed. And Celebris is going to drop your cape that you need called Groove Keeper's Drape with 10 nature resist. And then finally, within Mardon, you can go and continue to kill Rockgrip, the crocodile, and he can drop the albino croc-scaled boots. After you've gotten your gear in Mardon, you're gonna head on over to Stratholme Undead. Within Strat UD, you're gonna kill Naruba Khan, the spidery guy, and he can drop some leggings that are pretty good to hold you over until you do the Cenarian Circle quest, which are the Crypt Stalker leggings. He can also drop your boots that you need, the Thang Drip Runners. And if you're a warrior, and this guide obviously isn't about them right now, but you could get your actually best shield here, and you can get some gloves. Past that, you're gonna head on to Silithus to get your next pieces. For the purposes of this guide, I was gonna actually make my own Excel sheet to share with you guys, but I actually found some really good ones out there that I can just share with you guys in the description. This one I found on the Elysium forum, and it was posted by someone named Naquada. So props to him. I actually don't have to design my own because he did all of the work for me. This one will actually go over all of the pieces for every class: leather, cloth, mail, plate, all of those things. So instead of going over specifically all of these items after I've already gone over the sets that I have designed, which will also be in the description, I'm just gonna say that you can find these very helpful and very useful Excel sheets here in my description. This one, and there's another one posted by, actually, I'm not sure, somebody in my stream actually sent this one to me when I was telling people that I was gonna design this guide. So if you have this, if this is yours, just let me know. Again, you can see a lot of the things are very similar. Some of them change a little bit, but if you go for the BiS, you're gonna wanna go for the things that I posted in that first set. Other than that though, you don't absolutely need to get the BiS Nature Resist gear, but you should have a strong set ready to enter into AQ. One of the key takeaways that I want to bring up to you guys is that a lot of times in the live client, we haven't actually needed as much resistance gear as we thought we did, or as we did back in actual vanilla. And that's mainly because we're a lot better at the game. We can kill bosses a lot faster. Bosses used to take like 2, 3, 5 minutes. Now we can kill a boss while we're fully world buffed in 30 seconds to 45 seconds. So be aware that things might change, and always take things with a grain of salt. Like, you're gonna need to test them out yourself, but I would suggest being prepared with a nature resist set to go into AQ that very first week. Once you've finished putting together your nature resist set, the next thing you're gonna look out for are the enchantments. And there's only a couple that you need. With the release of ZG, we actually got the new ZG enchant for helm and legs, and that's called the Savage Guard, and you need to turn in one of 3 different arcanums to get this. It's pretty easy to get because these Librams are pretty cheap usually. The next enchant is your shoulder enchant, and that is +5 to your shoulders. You will get that from the Argent Dawn rep. And the last one you're gonna get, which is also should be releasing with phase 5, is gonna be the Cenarian Circle enchant to cloak, and that is an extra 15 nature resistance to your cloak. And that's it, guys, we did it. That is your nature resistance guide for AQ and beyond. Basically for phase 5, phase 6, this is your absolute nature resistance guide. If there's something that I missed, which can tend to happen, and I do say this often, please let me know in the comments, and I will make sure to pin or either put together a comment section amending anything that I missed. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe, or just tell me in the comments. I am very appreciative of all of the support. I also do quickly want to mention that I am changing my streaming days for now to Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. I was doing Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, but we did a Friday stream this week and it actually was amazing, and I'm having a lot of fun streaming on the weekends right now. So if you're free, or if you ever want to hang out or have any questions, just hit me up right there at twitch.com/Sarth. Now, right before I send you guys off, I actually have a bonus tip for you guys, and that is to get your gear prepared for killing Viscidus. Now, what I'm talking about is that this boss is actually immune to all damage except for frost damage. You can get 2 Cold Rage daggers from the last boss in Razorfang Downs, or you can get one of these Cold Rage daggers and then go after the actual Glacial Blade from AV Revered. It does suck to farm Ultric Valley rep right now, but hopefully you've already done that. So go after this, it's super easy to get, and you do want to have these on your person and have them enchanted on your first entrance into the raid. And that's it, guys. Once again, that is it. Thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Once again, my name is Sarth, and good luck out there.